Okay, so welcome back, guys. But last time we messed around with this ugly, disgusting, unbalanced, awful character. But now, like I promised a while ago, we're gonna do Frost. So one of the characters notorious for having the highest damage in the game, arguable, but the lowest health as well. So let's get straight into it. First, we're gonna, just like every time, we're gonna go over all of his abilities, what they do. We're gonna go over like how to use them, and then we're gonna go over how to use them like with all the like each other, right? So his first ability is just a really quick short range knife, but you notice it has a really good attack speed. But what you probably don't know, it does 12 freaking damage. The rest of your moves do like 5 times more. When I said damage, I wasn't kidding. Anyways, so this is like, if you can get up to someone, it just does a crap ton of damage. Like, it's just like getting hit with a truck. And, yeah. Alright. So, next up, we have his Q, which is his mobility. Copyright. Anyways, so basically, your Q lets you, like, float in the air and make, like, kind of like an ice trail where you're, like, in the air. Right? If you use it on the ground, it will not push you up. It will just like let you slide. And if you stand still while using it, it will just raise you up a little bit. But after this, it gives you a way better version of your primary. It's a multi-hit attack that does 20 damage, I think, if you hit every hit. Right? And you can use it while you're like skating, so I'm gonna explain more about it in the ability section. Your E is a ranged attack that applies frostbite. Let me just wait for the go down to, yeah, frostbite, right? And if we go to this and we find frostbite, reduce the target's damage by 25%. So basically, if you hit someone with frostbite, they deal way less damage to you. And if you hit them twice, actually, wait, I don't think it stacks. Okay, it does not stack, but so if you hit them once with this or with your other one, it will give them frostbite. This one does 8 damage, while your F does 10 damage. And your F does not hit like inside the circle, only on that very kind of like ring, kind of like the spears, right? Going back to your E, if you get frostbite and then you use your F, it will do 20 damage instead of applying a second frostbite. Or you can use your F and then your E, which will give you haste instead and make you a little bit faster. But if you do that, it's going to do 20 damage. And if you do F before E and then use your ranged, it's going to make you move a lot faster. Especially with your Q, you go like Sonic speed. I said Sank for copyright reasons, even though it probably doesn't matter. Anyways, so it does pretty decent damage at an okay range, right? So going into the ability section, how to use every ability. Primary, just like every single primary in the game, except maybe astronauts. You're going to be just throwing it out when you're up close, right? As much as you can. Okay. That's pretty much it, right? Besides that, it's just a truckload of damage. The most in your kit, that's like, it's really easy to hit. And while other stuff does do more damage, like your E into your F, that does 20 damage. And this also does 20 damage. It can be hard sometimes to hit both of those moves. Or in one case, 2 moves at the same time. So it can just be like, it's just easier to deal that, like, hit with this, and it's just a better option most of the time, right? Your Q, how to use it, you just kind of like, it's an approach and like a damage upgrade essentially. Like, you could use it just to like deal that extra bit of damage and then go back to your normal attack, right? That extra bit of damage, it is really helpful. And even if you only hit like one of those shots, that's still a okay amount of damage. But it can hit multiple people. So if you're getting third partied, you can do that. So yeah, your E is a ranged attack to kind of like, honestly, I don't know why it's a ranged attack. I think it should be like a decently sized melee attack. If someone's running away from you, you're gonna want to use a ranged attack. But why would you do that if it only reduces their damage, right? So if someone's like about to come and battle you and like rush you, right? Like this guy, like one of these training dummies. Let's wait. Yeah, see this guy, right? I would hit him with that, and then he just does less damage to me, and I take less damage, which is super helpful because I have the lowest health in the game, right? So after, like, it's just really helpful, and you can combo that really well. I missed that. Wow, I'm just something else. Okay. Anyways, if you can like combo that really well with your F if you actually hit it, unlike me. There we go, see? And it could be like a really good finisher because first off, that one does 8 damage and then to 20 damage with 28 damage. God, I'm so bad. Okay. I'm fine. I'm gonna need therapy after this. Anyways, so your F, it could be like a really good finisher because combined with your frostbite, it does a lot of damage. And if you just want to run away, but like not let someone know you're running away, which is kind of weird, right, you're gonna use your F, your E, and then run. And because it's a ranged attack, you can kind of get some distance, right? And if you can't hit your F like me, except for that time, that was what hit, bro? I'm so confused. Oh my gosh, how? There's no way. Okay, oh my, okay, anyways, you hit your F, you hit your E, and then you can just kind of run away, right? And, yeah, it just, your E and your F are very closely related, although they can be used by themselves. But if you're trying to get frostbite on someone just for the damage, use your E because your F has a longer cooldown and does more damage as well. So, yeah. Right? Yeah, so, and then how to use all your abilities in coordination with each other. Bam, bam, bam. Glides to the left. And then you shoot, and then you die, and then they're dead. Easy as that. Not really. So you're just going to want to be throwing at your primary. There's like any character except Astronaut, which I might be doing next. And, yeah. You're just throwing out your primary, like always. And you're jumping around, you're doing all that stuff. Your Q can be used as an approach or like something to run away with. And it can also be used like in battle. Like it will just give you a little bit of extra speed and like just make it harder for them to hit you while you deal more damage because you get that extra damage bonus. Right? That actually might be 25. I'm not sure because it's kind of hard to count every 5 that comes out. But anyways, then your E, you're going to probably want to use it for frostbite or the 20 damage, just like that. Because that is a amazing finisher. It does a crazy amount of damage, right? But yeah, and if you like, make sure you always have frostbite on someone because it's really helpful to get a haste or a just 20 damage off of someone because that's a lot of damage, right? And even your primary, just hitting 1 or 2 of those shots is really, really powerful, right? So always just kind of have a frostbite on someone because it makes it more worth it to use your F. It doubles your F's damage plus freezes them in place. So yeah, so always make sure you have frostbite. I wouldn't recommend using your E, or sorry, I would, for your F for your frostbite unless you want the haste ability, which you would use if you're trying to run away, right? Or I guess you could run away with like the frozen while dealing more damage. I just killed him. I can't test it. It's fine. Anyways, so if you want to run away, you're probably gonna want to hit your frostbite, hit that thingy, freeze them, and then just use your Q to get out of there, or just use your Q, but people can catch up to you easier. Okay, so always have a frostbite on someone, and just always try to hit your F them as much as you can because it's just so powerful, right? And just kind of be throwing out all your abilities and make sure that you're not like too close with using your F because it will do nothing and it has a 5-second cooldown, which in the heart of battle is really long. But overall, I think Frost is the best assassin in the game, personally, just because of his sheer damage output and his high mobility. So, yeah, he does a crazy amount of damage. He's really aggressive, but you can actually survive these aggressive, like, encounters because you just deal so much damage that people are going to be, like, running away from you more than you're going to be running up to them, right? And if you do have to run away because you have super low health, that's fine. You have really good mobility. So you can be really aggressive with Frost. And if you want to play defense for some reason, I don't know why you would if you're playing Frost, you just use your E and F more to kind of like, those are your ranged attacks. And then kind of stay far behind with your Q, right? I don't know how you play defensive with Frost because you have 60 health. But yeah, so just be super aggressive. That's pretty much the best advice I can give. So yeah, if you like this, stay tuned for more. I'll probably be doing Astronaut next because it's a very unique character. And yep, have a good day.